Welcome to Lesson 9. In Lesson 9, we'll show why it's preferable to make guacamole or avocado dip before Shabbos. And if you did not make it before Shabbos, what would be the halachically preferable way to make it on Shabbos? There are a number of potential halachic issues that are involved in making guacamole. The peeling of the eggs, the mashing of the avocado, the dicing of jalapeno if you put jalapeno in, the squeezing of the lime if you add lime, grinding of salt and pepper if you add salt and pepper. All of those things are questionable, as some of them cannot be done on Shabbos, some of them are questionable whether they can be done on Shabbos. So in order to avoid any potential problems, it will be best to make it before Shabbos. So let's go first and make guacamole, avocado dip, how you'd make it during the week to serve for a weeknight dinner. And then, as we're making it, describe the possible halachic issues. And after we finish, we'll make it again the way that you should make it on Shabbos. So let us begin. We have our bowl. Now we're going to serve the avocado dip in. Slice the avocado, open it up, remove the pit. Take out the avocado. Let's do this to the next one also. Slice our avocado. Remove the pit. Take out the fruit of the avocado. Now we have our avocado. Ready to be mashed. So if we were going to mash this normally, we would take a fork and mash it with the back of the fork into whatever size pieces that you want. There is a question as to whether or not you could do this on Shabbos. Is this comparable somehow to grinding? One of the things that we're not allowed to do on Shabbos is grind. So we'll peel an egg. And we'll peel an egg. If you're doing this on Shabbos, peeling an egg on Shabbos should only be done right before you're going to eat it. Now, mashing the egg is not a problem. An egg is not something that grows from the ground, so you could mash the egg. Another potential Shabbos problem, if you mash with a potato masher, an implement that's used exclusively for grinding, for mashing, that you should not do that on Shabbos. Now, I'd like to add some lime. Squeeze the lime into the avocado. So, squeezing a fruit for its juice on Shabbos, something that shouldn't be done unless it's being squeezed directly into a food. You could squeeze a lemon on a piece of fish, but you shouldn't squeeze lemon into a juice, into a tea. You don't squeeze lemon into a tea, only lemon into a onto a salad. So the avocado is a salad, so then you could squeeze it onto the avocado. And then the next part we'll discuss another possible issue why there's squeezing the lemon is a problem. If you like to have a little more of a hot guacamole and you like to add some jalapeno, so make sure that you're not taking out just the pits. You want to take out some of the fruit also. You're not supposed to select the bad from the good, so putting some of the fruit also, cutting it off, not just cutting the pits. During the week, you don't have to worry about this. Wash it off. Now, I'm going to dice this. Depending on how hot and how sharp you want your guacamole, put in as much of it or as little as you want. But cutting vegetables into small pieces is something that is a potential problem on Shabbos. We're advised not to cut vegetables into very small pieces, so that would also be an issue. So we're almost finished. Just want to add some spices, some cilantro, some garlic. Now, during the week, if you want to add pepper, you could grind pepper. You can never use a grinder on Shabbos to grind pepper or salt. Add some salt. Now, we have our finished guacamole. So we've made our guacamole the way that you make it during the week, any way that you'd like. And we'll see in a moment how to make it on Shabbos. Okay, so we have the avocado dip, the guacamole that we made the same way you would make it during the week. If you didn't make it during the week, we're going to show how to make it on Shabbos with 4 differences to avoid any halachic issues that could be involved in the way that it was made during the week. Number 1, we are going to mash the avocado differently to avoid any prohibition, any possibility of tochen, of grinding. We are going to add the lime before we mash the avocado, after we scoop it out, to avoid anything that could be similar to lush, to kneading on Shabbos. We are going to not dice the jalapeno into small pieces. If you want small pieces of jalapeno, dice it before Shabbos. On Shabbos, we're going to dice it into pieces that are a little bit larger to avoid something that's comparable to tochen, to grinding, taking a kernel and making it into flour. The 4th thing is that if you're making the avocado on Shabbos, you have to make it samach l'suda right before the time that you're going to eat it. Any peeling of eggs, cracking nuts, shelling nuts, vegetables, fruits have to be done right before the time that you're going to eat it. So for example, you want to serve this at Suda Shlishis, at the 3rd Shabbos meal, don't make it right after you finish lunch, but rather as you're getting ready for the Suda Shlishis, samach to the time, near the time that you're going to eat it. Meal. So let's go and show how we're going to do this on Shabbos. We're going to take our avocado again, and the way that we're cutting open the avocado can be done on Shabbos the same way that it's done during the week. Take the pit out, scoop out the fruit of the avocado. Now the avocado now is in slices, it's a few pieces. Take another avocado. Again, now we have pieces of avocado. It's not all one mass of avocado. Now, instead of mashing the avocado first, we are going to take the lime and squeeze the lime into the avocado. Why are we doing this? Because when you add a liquid to something to become one mass, one solid, like you add water to flour to make a dough, that's called lush. It's similar to kneading. We don't want any anything to do that's similar to kneading. So we're going to add the liquid while they're still big pieces. Now the major difference is, instead of definitely nothing, never allowed to use a potato grinder, some potato masher, something that's made to mash potatoes. That's a utensil that's used specifically for grinding. That can't be used on Shabbos in any situation. During the week, we mash this with the fork. But since we say there's a question as whether mashing the avocado is similar to grinding, is it similar to taking a kernel of wheat and grinding it into small pieces of flour? So instead of doing that, we're going to mash it with a shinoi, with a change, in an unusual manner, at the back of the fork. It's not the normal way that it's done. It will accomplish the job pretty well, but we're not using it with the normal way that it's done. We're going to add on jalapeno. So first of all, when we're removing the seeds of the jalapeno, we want to make sure we're not taking the bad from the good, but rather we're cutting away the good. If you want very small pieces of jalapeno, and a jalapeno is hot, so you might not want larger pieces. If you want small pieces, then you should really do this before Shabbos. You're not supposed to cut diced vegetables on Shabbos, very small pieces. Also similar to teichin, to grinding. So if you're going to want to add avocado, which I am not going to do, cut them into pieces that are a little bit larger than you would do during the week, so that it's not at all similar to grinding. Again, if you want them small, prepared before Shabbos. We're adding eggs. The peeling of the eggs must be done only samach l'suda, right before the meal. So then you make this dish right before the meal. I said not after your lunch on Shabbos to have Suda Shlishis, but rather you would peel it, you would make the whole dish right before the meal as you're getting ready for Suda Shlishis. This way, there is no problem of borer, of removing, separating the shell, which is not edible, from the edible part. We'll take the yolk and put the yolk in. Put this to another egg. Take the yolk. Now, again, we want to mash it. We're going to mash it with the back of the fork. Even though egg, which does not grow from the ground, is not something that is a prohibition of tochen, of grinding. So if we were just mashing eggs, you would be able to use the fork in a normal manner. But since we have avocado in here, we're going to mash it with the back of the fork. Now we want to add spices. When we made it during the first part, we used a grinder to put in the pepper. No grinding on Shabbos. That's real tochen. That's real grinding. You could add some salt. You could add some cilantro. Add some garlic. Mix it all together, and this way, while we don't have any jalapeno in it, which is actually the way I like it better, this is the two guacamoles that we made. The one that's a little smoother that was made before Shabbos. It was made in a halachically permissible manner on Shabbos. Enjoy.